happen for you to say something like that?
If they were black?
I was always taught the N-word meant that you were just being unlawful, dirty.
She was almost like a racist Oscar the Grouch. I'm surprised she didn't pop out of trash cans messing with these kids.
Right.
Hanging out on the edge. Hey, shut up, you kids.
I bet you don't know the letter of the day, do you, pussy?
The letter of the day is N for nigga. So some of you might remember the story of Ajike A.J. Owens. I think I said her name right. Ajike A.J. Owens. On June 22nd of 2023, in Florida, of all places. I think it's called Ocala, Florida.
Oh, yeah.
She was shot and killed by her neighbor, Susan Lawrence. And I remember hearing about this back in the day because it was a pretty big news story.
Susan Lorenz here shot and killed A.J. Owens when she came to confront her for allegedly throwing a skate at her.
She about to name all of
No, she was.
Elijah was.
AJ.
She skipped the name. She just said AJ. Yeah, smart.
Children.
Now, new documents give insight into what Susan Lorenz says happened in the years before and the day of the shooting.
So I want to talk about this because, well, first of all, our dear Julian right here recommended that.
I did.
So don't say I don't ever listen to you. When you sent this over,
I
what
was
did I
happy.
say?
You said thank you.
No, I said no.
No.
I always tell you no.
No, I texted it to you when you were on your way back. I was like, hey, just want to make sure this is on your radar. And you just said thank you.
Well, initially in my mind, I said no because it's from you. I said anything from Julian, I say, no, that's all right. And then I called him back and I said, you know what, that was just a knee-jerk reaction. Yes, Julian, we will do this.
Awesome.
I actually said no. I said, we're definitely doing this on
Yeah, you
Sunday.
did say that yesterday.
Yeah. But I remember, I want to do this because I remember hearing about this too. I remember reading about this when it happened. But now that this documentary is out on Netflix, and a lot of people already seen it, it's number one on Netflix at the moment. A lot of people talking about this for reasons that we'll get into. So I didn't realize how much I didn't know about the details around this and just how terrible this woman was, man. I mean, this ain't your average Karen right here.
9 times out of 10, that lady over there probably called.
Oh, I know.
It's like the kids.
She thinks we're trying to steal her truck.
Do you even know how to drive?
We're 11.
So he says no truck.
She was like, we're 11, trying to steal no trucks. This woman, she hated this neighborhood. I cannot figure out why she was here, but if you couldn't tell from the trailer, she was making calls all the time. She was one of those people that when she called, police were like, oh shit, here we go again. They had to go out there all the time for her. These kids are playing in my yard, not her yard. They're making too much noise. Well, it's a neighborhood full of kids and you're the only one with the problem. Oh, they threatened me. Did y'all threaten her? And everybody like, no. Adults even saying, no. This woman is always causing a problem. For some reason, she moved in this neighborhood just to hate on these people.
And then, bang.
I'm like the perfect neighbor.
So first of all, this is a documentary, but big praise to the filmmakers, man, on this, because this is mostly told through police body cam footage and security cam footage in some cases. And they had to piece this all together. It's actually almost, it feels like a throwback to the found footage era, which was, so found footage, if y'all didn't know, was like somebody found some videotapes or they found film of something and they pieced it together. Now this genre or subgenre was usually related to horror.
Yeah.
It's got its popularity in horror, but then it started jumping into other genres, comedies, and they even had a police drama. Speaking of this, do you remember that police drama they did with found footage?
No, which one? What was that?
That
was End of Watch.
That's exactly it.
Oh, End of Watch.
I got him. Try to run. Pit him, man. Pit him.
You know, I see you guys out here being good little company, man. It's all fun and games.
Yeah, this was a police found footage documentary, and it made me think about this because, listen, when you watch that, they can fake around it.
It's fiction, so
it just so happened somebody was always around with a video camera. I don't know why, but that's why I was saying that this is so impressive because They didn't have that luxury of having somebody around with a camera all the time. They had to piece this together with what police footage they found. And it is mostly that, it's testimonial from people with police body cam footage. But this is a documentary, first and foremost. And the filmmakers did an amazing job having to put all this footage together and assemble it into a timeline to where it did tell a very clear narrative. I mean, this woman calls, people get this. Now this is how crazy this bitch was. She called so many times, they could make a movie behind the visits that the police made from their body cam footage. They made a whole movie. There's more footage than this.
Right.
They could make a series probably if they wanted to.
Right. So unfortunately, your text saying we were gonna watch this, I saw it too late, so I didn't have a chance to. I only got to see like the first 40 minutes.
Okay.
But I can say in that first 40 minutes, I was getting exhausted for the police. I was like, how are you gonna sit here and make me empathize or sympathize with the police, but having to get called out there so many times?
Yeah.
It's the same thing over and over.
People, did you hear what I said? They called so many times that they made a full-length motion picture.
Yes.
A feature because of her calls. Because this happened, over a year.
It was over 2 years.
Yeah,
Like it
2
starts
years.
in like 2022, I think.
Yeah.
And then it just goes over time all the way up to like February 2023.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. Even the police would get sick of this. Police walked away one time, and one of them was like, "Fucking psycho."
Yeah.
They were tired of her.
Yeah, you even saw in that clip, they're like, you don't have to call the police every time you were bothered by
Yes,
kids.
I do. In fact, I'm calling right now on you. See Martin in there. This documentary.
And it got real crazy because she was raising the tension of everyone in the neighborhood, started to create tension between the people and the cops. Where they were getting mad because nothing had happened, and they started they're like, now we don't want to start anything between us.
Yeah, listen, the cops, for the most part, because I'll talk about that in a little bit, the cops were actually, they were actually very patient, and it got to the point where they came out there so many times that they just knew the people out there. Mm-hmm. And they were they were always cool with the kids. The cops were saying, and they would even tell the woman, they like, look, you live in an area with a lot of goddamn kids, all right? You are the odd person out right here.
Well, it even starts with her saying like, yeah, I don't like this area. I don't like this neighborhood. I was going to buy this apartment, but now I'm not. I'm just going to leave. I'm going to move. And it's like, so fucking move. What? And I was like, you know what? You're kind of in it for you're enjoying calling the cops and being bothered.
I don't know why she ever moved to this neighborhood, because it was clear that she did not like black people. All right, and it wasn't just black people. It was diverse, but there was still a lot of black people out there in this neighborhood, and she was dropping that N-word a lot of times.
And the R word.
The R word, yeah, but she was dropping that N-word a lot, and so you knew that this was going to get bad, because once you start calling people niggas out there and everything, it's going to lead to something, and the woman tries to play dumb all the time. Mm-hmm. They don't ever get any scenes of her outside of her, talking on camera or talking off camera. Of course, you only get her talking on camera. But every time they get on camera, this chick wants to play dumb. Yeah. Well, I didn't know. I didn't know that that was so bad. I didn't know calling them the N-word was a terrible thing. I was raised to just say that was a disrespectful person. Yeah. Oh, bitch, you know what you were doing.
I mean, what would happen for you to say something like that?
If they were black.
I was always taught the N-word meant that you were just being unlawful, dirty.
She was almost like a racist Oscar the Grouch in a way.
Very much.
Because she just liked being mad.
Yeah.
So that's why she moved to that neighborhood where she knew everything was going to constantly piss her off. I'm surprised she didn't pop out of trash cans messing with these kids.
Right.
Hanging out on the edge. Hey, shut up, you kids.
I bet you don't know the letter of the day, do you, pussy?
The letter of the day is N for nigga. Put the lid back on.
Can we please not do that?
Hey, you little necklets, get out of here. No. Yeah, man. I don't know why she was even in that neighborhood. So, they assembled all this stuff to tell this story, all this footage. But unfortunately, it's a very tragic story. But it needs to be seen. Because, see, the thing is, and we were talking about this earlier, for true crime, there's still this thrill factor to it, this titillation factor. People like to watch true crime like the way they like to gossip. People really don't, they look at it just for the thrill. They don't look at it for the impact, because a lot of times those things are put together just for the thrill of it. But this right here, this is very important to see. This is one of the most impactful and important things I've seen in a long time, because it's, first of all, it's not exploitive at all, not one bit. This shows, and I don't know if you saw it, Martin, when they got to it. This shows you the effect that this had on the family, and it's heartbreaking. I won't say anything. You have to see it for yourself. No words I can tell you can impact you like the image of this family and these kids having to face the fact they lost their mother. I challenge the most hateful person out there to look at this and not have a shred of compassion for what you see right there.
Yeah, I only got as far as the police being called out to the murder itself. But it was kind of tipped off. I didn't know about the story, but when they were doing testimonials from people talking about Ajike, how she was, she was a manager of McDonald's and how much she took care of kids and she was always there for them, and they kept saying was, and I was like, oh shit, she's gonna die.
Oh yeah, no, she's. I remember when the story came out, that was a big deal that she died. And I'll tell you why it's a big deal in a little bit.
But I will say, like, I've been down on documentaries just because of how much they skew. They have a narrative and everything is built to serving that. But this is put together in a way that is so authentic. Where it's straightforward. It's straightforward. It's just telling the story.
There is nothing added. No, there's no artificial sweeteners or flavors to this.
A little music, right?
Music don't count.
Yeah, but there's no reenactments. There's no animation. No charts and graphs. It's just it's body cam footage and ever so often a little bit of B-roll, like focusing on a bicycle while people are talking. But that's it.
Yeah, most of it. That's why I said they had to just take the body cam footage, and this woman called so much that they were able to just put together the story being told. From the moment this woman was calling to the lead up of this death, and like I said, she called so many times. It tells a story. There's a linear narrative there that they put together. It's not easy to put all this stuff together, but it's there.
Although I did love when they busted her when she broke that gate.
Trying
to act like she didn't do it.
Oh yeah.
And she keeps acting the way that she did in that.
Oh no,
and it's disgusting.
No, this woman's crazy, man. And the other thing is it's the family that got torn apart with this, but this was a huge blow to the community. I mean, this was a close neighborhood. It's probably closer now because of what happened, but no one had a problem with these kids. All the neighbors were looking after each other. They looked after the kids. Sometimes they would come out and play with the kids themselves. Even the guy who owned the property that this crazy woman was on, he said, I have no problem with these people out here. A lot of this stuff where these people are playing, I can't do anything about that because that's not my property. Mm-hmm. But she was always calling up saying, my property, trespassing my property. She was like that grumpy neighbor in a TV show or a movie where you didn't want your football to go in the yard or anything like that, except here she'll shoot your ass. In the movie, it would have, she would have realized how bad she was, and it would have been nice, and all the kids would be eating cookies at the house at the end. Mm-hmm. Now, in this thing right here, she killed somebody, man. And it's so eerie to watch this too, because did they show Ajike at the beginning of this?
Yep, that was like in the opening scene where they're showing like the woman almost like she's playing herself as the victim, and then they interview Ajike, and you see her sitting there talking to the cops and like them petting her dog and like them getting along.
Yeah. So you see her at the beginning of the documentary. You see her talking to the police. So this thing is very creepy. It's very eerie, and it's very sad that you got to see her when she was alive, and then by the end of this, she's not. The police in this, I have mixed feelings about them, because for the most part, the police, I think it's mostly positive what I feel about them. I think what I have to say about them is mostly good things. I commend the police because they were always on the side of the neighbors, and once everything went down and the woman was shot, they kept on the case. The sheriff's department kept on the case. They kept pressing her. I mean, they were on her ass about this. The only bad thing about it is that after she did shoot this woman, I'm talking about this woman Susan what's her name, Susan
Lorenz.
Lorenz, after she shot her, the police let her go with no arrest. They let her just walk right out.
What we can do is provide you with a ride back there.
You know, she just walks out, man, and I hate to say it, but anytime you see this, it makes you think about the double standards. Makes you think, I'm sorry, you know, a lot of people don't like this. Well, you always got to bring race into it. Well, this is a racial incident. I mean, this woman was yelling the N-word at people and shot one woman. I mean, yeah, it's fucking racial, okay? But the whole thing is, you can't help but think, what if that had been reversed? Mm-hmm. What if that had been a black woman that had shot this white woman? Would they had let her go that easy? Right. And that's another thing with this. You have to consider that this woman, she had a whole record of being called by other people. The other people calling the cops about her. She was, I forgot what she did, but she went out there and got herself stuck somewhere, or so she says, and then tried to bust a gate down. She got trapped somewhere. She was in her truck, and instead of calling for help or something, who knows what the fuck she was doing out there. Right. But she just decided to keep ramming this gate to the point where the guy says he had to call the police, and then had to ask her to pay for it.
He pulls in, and there's a lady in there ramming the gate back and forth with her truck. I don't know. She obviously must have got locked in, but I don't know what she was doing back there to begin with.
Exactly. Nobody knows what this crazy bitch was doing the whole time, and she was always finding some excuse. You know, if either she was blaming somebody, or I was raped and beaten. And I'm just scared for my life. Yo, she's scared of everything. Right. Scared for my life, from everything.
Yeah, that whole thing, I'm sorry, I freaked out and I broke the law. Like, that should not be an excuse. Yeah. And it's like, well, you got to get a better hold of yourself, and maybe in a cell you can do that.
Yeah, she was scared of 11-year-olds. Yeah.
Gates.
Yeah, scared of gates. Yeah, she just wandered around doing weird shit. Like, what were you doing back there?
Yeah.
And nobody. She was like, really. She's ill. That's the only thing. I'm not even trying to give her a pass. I will say, but there was something going on with this woman. It's a shame that they couldn't nail her down for some kind of mental illness, because that probably could have prevented this. But she didn't show enough mental illness to let that happen. She was capable enough and functional enough to actually know what she was doing in this situation, but still crazy enough to go out and do weird shit like this. Yeah. But
it's subtle, but she's a crazy cat lady. I noticed when she was leaving that house, she had a couple of cats.
She said, somebody take care of my cats. It's like, boy, I hate to use that stereotype of crazy cat lady, but goddamn, if you were not the defining definition of the crazy cat lady, I don't know what is.
Somebody think of Whiskers.
You got it all down. You a lady, you got some cats, and you crazy.
Yeah, there you go.
Dressed just like the cat lady. Came out all these old frumpy ass clothes.
Living alone.
Had that crazy cat lady, that disheveled cat lady hair. Yeah. Yeah, had them flabby cat lady arms. Ain't had dick since 1960 something, you know. So yeah, she was the definition of the crazy cat lady. You know, I'm looking at the police and I'm questioning their decision to let her go like that. I understand, because I'm not blaming them completely, because they had to work within stand your ground.
Yeah,
and that's always
with no video evidence of what happened.
Yeah, I'm glad that this is another great thing about this documentary. It is putting scrutiny again on stand your ground. It's Florida, so nothing's gonna be done about it, but Stand Your Ground first got nationwide attention, worldwide attention, when you had George Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin and got away with it. You know, it was murder. And somehow, through the loopholes of Stand Your Ground, he was able to get away with this. And the guy's a real piece of shit, because he's going around bragging about it now. Yeah. First he was talking about, I'm so sorry. Now he's at gun shows. Yeah. Showing out.
Acting like he's at Comic-Con, signing Skittles like a sick fuck. Yeah.
George Zimmerman is the type of person where, if he got murdered today, now we would celebrate that.
Sure.
But then he would be considered a national hero by Trump.
A martyr. Yeah.
A martyr, yeah. Yeah. He'd be considered a patriot.
Right.
Yeah, fuck this dude. I can't wait for him to get his. I'll tell you that right now. I don't care. I will be. Boy, I'll be doing it. You'll be seeing my ass going down Congress in a ticker tape parade. Who's with me? I'll be doing backflips and cartwheels. George Zimmerman dead day. Yeah, man. They even hinted that this woman, and you didn't see this part, they even hinted when they were questioning her that this might be premeditated. She might have been researching Stand Your Ground before she actually did it. So I'm not going to tell you what happens at the end of the movie. The cops did stay on it. Stand Your Ground made it a very complicated thing, and then she never should have walked like she did. But I'll just say that where it goes, it should be a warning for anybody who thinks they can use that Stand Your Ground bullshit. I'll say that. And at the end of it, I was on pins and needles. I ain't gonna tell you what happened, but I was in such suspense, just waiting to see how this case was going to work out. You know what the jury was going to come back with. Yeah. I was on the edge of my seat.
I think the suspense is throughout. You are really on the edge the whole time because you know something bad is going to happen, and the word is like, not to again, like, just it sound exploitive, but it is extremely raw, and you feel it the whole time.
Yeah, man. This is this whole thing with this woman, man. It's a terrible thing that happened, and it's sad to say that it might have been necessary because it is bringing more attention to Stand Your Ground, because Stand Your Ground, and again, a lot of people, we got to make this political, I got to make this racial, but Stand Your Ground disproportionately affects black people more than it does anybody else. More white people get away with killing black people, Stand Your Ground, than the opposite. Sure. So, and people are saying it's wrong. And so this is something where it's bringing attention to that. But let's take that out of it. I mean, this is still an excellent documentary where it's everything that the true crime, I don't know what you want to call it, genre, category, whatever, it goes against what that's usually doing these days.
True crime tends to be salacious, and this isn't.
No, this leaves a really heartbreaking impact on you. I mean, you look at this and you just see how an act of violence like this just tears up a community, not just the family, the community. I mean,
this doesn't seem to, at least like I said, from what I saw, it doesn't seem to have a lot of twists and turns. It seems very straightforward.
No, it speaks for itself. Like you say, don't do any reenactments or anything like that. Don't need to.
You're right.
Yeah, they have everything.
Yeah, that woman called so goddamn much they didn't have to reenact anything.
It's shocking at certain points where it's like, I can't believe I'm witnessing this.
Yeah.
It's horrifying.
It's horrible what this woman did, but she made everybody's job a lot easier to put this documentary together and calling the police so much. Yeah, this is a Netflix documentary, but man, it's one of the best things I've seen this year as far as watching this and seeing something that has a real message behind it, has a real emotional message behind it. And I'm not, and people, now you want to talk about politicizing this, people trying to make this a gun violence thing. Nobody in this documentary said anything about guns. That's one of the things I appreciate about it. They did not try to politicize anything. The most that they say, and they take it from other things, they say, a white woman killed a black woman. And at first you're thinking, man, well, it could have been just a woman kills a woman. But no, once you hear how this woman was racially charged with, when she would come at these people and say all these foul racial slurs to them and everything, telling them, she told us some other things, get off the plantation or something, like something to that effect. It wasn't exactly that, but it was something close. That's what she told these kids. She told a bunch of black kids out there playing, she told them, this ain't the Underground Railroad.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, it is racial, but the thing is that they don't politicize. They go as far as they have to. That's a part of it. It's said in there. You can't deny it. But they don't go in and try to make some big statement about gun violence or gun activism or gun rights or anything like that, or gun laws or gun reform. And they don't try to do anything like that.
And nothing in this is spun. It is as surface as it gets. It is what happened.
Yeah. No, I love this, man. I mean, it's terrible. I don't know if I want to watch it again. I've heard about the story before anyway, but yeah, this is one of these things that's important to watch, man, because there's a lot to take away from this, and a lot of things that people take away from this, might be different, but everybody will agree that this is senseless, and this didn't have to happen, and also just, I hate to say it, but just somebody like that, you got to be careful around.
Sure.
I want to tiptoe around these people. I don't want to give these people more power than they need, but it's a cautionary tale about, first of all, don't think that Stand Your Ground is always going to work in your favor. also just, man, you never know how crazy people are.
Yeah, you don't know who has a gun and who's fucking unhinged like that.
Yeah.
Because there are things that she says about the gun that it got me pissed off.
Oh, yeah.
It made me so fucking angry because she's, you didn't get to this part, but eventually when she's like describing what happened, she's like, yeah, you know, like I couldn't find my phone and then the gun was just in my hand.
Yeah. Oh, they called her out on all that. There's even one point when they said, all right, we got to take you to jail. Get up. No. What you mean no? You can get up. We're taking you to jail. No, I'm not going. They're like, all right, they even put that on. They put we can do this the easy way or the hard way.
And
oh, all right.
And during that moment, the movie does a really good job, I thought, without even saying it. It's like, what if she was black? How do you think she would have been treated there? They don't even say that, but I was thinking it the whole time.
No, that's what I was saying. I don't like to always say that, but yeah. She's
and there's images that they capture of this woman that by the end of the movie, it's like, yeah, there you are. There's the real you.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, she was entitled, man. She's mentally ill, but not that goddamn mentally ill. You know, she's very well aware between right and wrong, and yeah, they got to a point. They said, no, you ain't. This is not fear. This is anger. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so no, don't pull that. Yeah, I got to commend Florida for coming through on this one. But anyway, yeah, I don't want to joke around with a rating with a movie like this, but I mean, just for the importance of this and just for how straightforward it is, I would give this a better than Sex.
Yep, 10 out of 10. It's a masterpiece. It's incredible that this was put together, and it is something that needs to be studied and seen by everyone. Doesn't matter if you don't think you need to know this. Bullshit. Empathy is important, and if you watch this and you don't feel anything, you are a problem, dude.
Yeah, that's the most. You hit it there. That's the most important thing, and the most important reason to watch this. It's not for so much the crime itself. It's for watching these people have to face up to the fact that their mother's gone, and how these children react. Like I said, man, everybody wants to, because I guarantee you, a lot of people they still want to like come out and say these kids, well, they were running wild all over the place, and these kids anyway.
They were playing like we all did.
Oh, they're ghetto kids, and man, no, those kids are not ghetto. Those kids are not wild. They're not feral, and those kids have real feelings when their mother's gone. One kid just pretty much says, "My heart is broken." And also, fuck off if you think that these kids are ghetto and got what they deserve because they're wild. By the way, nobody said that. I don't even know I'm getting mad right now.
Well, it's also just like straight paranoia. It's like they're running back and forth. It's like they're doing something. Yeah, they're playing football, dumbass. They're playing a game.
Yeah. So anyway, there you go, folks. If you haven't watched it yet, watch it. It's amazing the way they put this together.
Challenge your local Trump supporter to watch this shit.
I'm not making this political now. I'm trying to get everybody to watch this. So,
I mean, what's the word of the day?
It sounds like it's universal, though.
Yeah. No, it is. All right.
But you should definitely check out the end of it.
Yeah.
You think it'll get nominated for Best Documentary?
If they would have to have released this in the theater in order to get that.
Does festivals count?
That's true.
Yeah.
Because this was technically released in festivals like in January.
What festivals?
TIFF, but,
some big ones.
You know what? I don't know if big festivals count. Like you say, TIFF that's the Toronto International Film Festival or Sundance or something like that. Or Cannes. I don't know.
Damn it, because I was just thinking like, I'll definitely nominate this for Best Documentary, but if it doesn't play in a theater, I don't know if that makes it up.
Well, for the Critics Association, y'all go by different rules.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
And stuff at theaters. I mean, in festivals tends to count.
Yeah. You probably could get away with doing that, and this should definitely be in there. But as far as Academy Award goes, yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
It deserves it, nevertheless. Can't wait to see what this director does next.
Yeah.
True talent.
No, it's a team. I think was it a couple of directors?
I thought it was just one.
It might be
director.
one. Okay, I don't know. I was reading about it. I know it was a team of people who came together to make this happen, producers, director, and all that kind of stuff.
This is top-notch filmmaking. Again, something that if you want to be a filmmaker, study this shit.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, go down to the police station, ask for all the body cam footage. Make a movie.
You want what? Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, you know that she's fucked when in the middle of the movie it's like, here's cell phone footage from this lady. It's like, all right, how'd you get that?
Yeah, but you know what? It might be a thing of being in Florida because
Oh, shit.
because all their footage. News items, all that information gets turned out to the public. Wow. That's why we have so many crazy stories about Florida, because all of that gets put out there. Like, there's probably crazy shit happening in every state, but they have laws that restrict you from having access to it, as opposed to Florida, where it's got to all be put out there.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why this is so important. Like, people love to say the numbers. It's like, it only happens to 8% of people. But it's like, look at this shit.
Thus, Florida man was born.